Hello everyone, hope you all are doing great. And today's video I want to talk about a book which is called Don't Believe Everything You Think, Why Your Thinking is the Beginning and End of Suffering. This is the book written by Joseph. I have read this book and I felt it has great valuable insights. So in this video I will talk about first 2 chapters of the book, and in my upcoming videos I will talk about rest of the chapters. I usually pick books which are below 100 pages so that I could finish it off and do some key takeaway videos. There are a lot of other videos in my YouTube, you can look it, but this is exclusively in English. That being said, the very introduction of this book, Don't Believe Everything You Think, is extremely encouraging and motivating to read this book. What the author quotes is, after reading this book, you will be a different person and there would be no suffering, and you will know how to deal with your day-to-day suffering, which is really interesting. And he wanted to talk about some 3 principles how we can end suffering in our life. And he also says he also quotes that he did a lot of meditation practices, like being self-disciplined, waking up at 4 a.m. and all those things, and then found out some real true what we could say, real true reason of the suffering and how we can end it. In first 2 chapter itself, he was laying the background and he was giving the examples with examples. That is what I really liked in this book. The very introduction is what you will discover in this book and how to get most out of reading it. So we all might have a lot of questions in our life. We are looking for answers. So what the author says is, after reading this book you will find out all the answers, all the answers for your question. He also says it is a bold statement to say everybody will get answers, but he says like it will give you complete confidence, fulfillment, joy, peace, abundance of it. So you can read this book to get to know all the answers. Even I will just what is the key thing that he was talking about, but if you want in detail, it is better to read this book. So what he claims is, we all are changing. Growth is constant and inevitable in our life, but once you are aware of what you are going through, then only you will change. If without awareness you can't change anything in your life. That is the key thing he wanted to focus. And with this book he claims that we will be 2 to 5% more productive, get results in our work or business, whatever it is. So the main key factor which he focuses is, for example, he focuses on finding out your own divinity which is within yourself. Like all the spiritual seekers who say we shouldn't be looking out externally or anything physically to feel happy or comfortable or joyful. Everything is within us and we should discover that inner truth. The truth is so simple. Don't complicate it, and don't let your brain or ego complicate it and say there is something behind it and you need to acquire it. There is nothing outside you need to look, or in this physical, a lot of people feel like getting some money, getting more money is happiness and joyfulness, but that is not true. We all know that by now. If not, it is a high time to know that physical things or something external things cannot make you happy eternally. Your eternal happiness is within you, and you need to discover that as early as possible. So he says all about that. The feeling is a key factor. That's what he says. So whatever you have is how you feel about it. I mean, if you have a car, what is the feeling you have it? That is the happiness index, or whatever we call it. So that is what we need to look. If you want to find out truth, look for the simplicity. That is what the introduction says. And the first two chapters, let us go into the first two chapters. First two chapters is finding out the root cause of suffering. The author says, the title also says how to end the suffering, right? First he wanted to find out the root cause of suffering, and he says everybody has certain choices of the situations they are facing. One is like a physical choice. I mean, he gave an example, like if somebody got hurt, he has two choices. He will have, in Buddhism, he will have two arrows coming to him. One is the physical one, and the second one is emotional and psychological one. Physical hurting is inevitable, we can't avoid it. But if you want to, but the psychological or the emotional trauma that we go after the physical hurt is completely in our choice to let it go, or how we react to it. That is what he says, which is really true. I mean, physical hurt is unavoidable, but how we mentally want to suffer, or if you don't want to suffer mentally or emotionally, it's all up to you. You can let it go. And it is an optional. The second arrow is an optional one. That is what he wanted to establish here. That is the root cause of suffering. I mean, if you want to keep that suffering, you can go ahead and keep it. If you don't want, you can just simply stop it. And he also says he also went looking for answers. He was always extremely in anxiety, fear, unfulfillment, irritated, frustrated, all these kind of feelings he was going through day in and day out. That's when he discovered the answer, which is like understanding how your mind works and how all the human experiences are created. So that really caught my nerve, actually. So we all have to, as he did, as he find out how his mind works, we all have to look at our own mind and how it is working. And the second chapter is all about he found out the root cause for it. That is like most of us live in the thoughts rather than reality. So for that statement, he gave multiple examples where a person who was watching TV, but he was thinking about his job or work, which is very frustrated to him. Even though he was watching TV, he can't get that happiness as his thoughts got involved in his work life. So like that, majority of us are living in our thoughts rather than the original reality. His reality is watching TV, but he got stuck with the work he has to do, or his work life, and thinking about it, how he feel when he goes to the work, or what kind of feeling he has. And even a lot of people try to overeat, thinking such kind of bad things or something like that. So he says, don't let your thoughts lead you. I mean, live in the reality rather than living in the thoughts. That is what he quoted a lot of examples as well. And he also said a story called Young Monk and an Empty Boat, which I will do another video. But for this video, I'm stopping it here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.